Hi, welcome to my new video for beginners. Today we're going to learn how to draw a pier on a tropical island using one-point perspective. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. I will start by drawing the horizon line. The horizon line is a straight line drawn parallel to the top or bottom edge of the paper. And we will use this point as the vanishing point in the drawing. We are going to draw a pier here, right? Okay, so first let's decide exactly where the pier is going to be. To do that, I'm going to draw two straight lines starting from the vanishing point. Those will be the right and left edges of the pier. Okay, so does this pier float on water? Of course not. It must have wooden stakes to stand on, right? We need to place these wooden stakes on the right and left sides of the pier. For this, as you can see, I draw two straight lines starting from the vanishing point. So, what will these lines do? These lines will limit the height of the wooden stakes. All the wooden stakes will be at the same level and between these two lines. First, I mark where I will draw the wooden stakes. Now let's add details to the wooden stakes. Okay, good. Now let's talk about an important rule of perspective. Objects get smaller as they move away. Take a look at the wooden stakes here. As they move away from us, they get smaller. And as a rule, the distance between objects gets smaller as they move away from us. Here you can see the distance between the wooden stakes getting smaller. And one more thing, in one-point perspective, the lines drawn vertically should be parallel to the right and left edge of the paper. If you draw wooden stakes this way or that way, it looks very weird, right? So draw the vertical lines like I just said. Alright, let's continue building the pier. I want a small attachment on this side of the pier. I'm going to draw two vertical lines here and connect them with a straight line coming from the vanishing point. Notice that I drew the attachment between these two wooden stakes. And of course, this attachment also needs wooden stakes. Let's add some thickness to the pier. Okay, good. Alright, time to draw the top of the pier. Piers can be made of any material, but most are made of wood, just like ours. When you're drawing the woods of the pier, make sure you draw straight lines parallel to either the top or bottom of the paper. And when you draw the woods, remember the perspective rule I mentioned before. The width of the woods should get narrower as they get further away. Now let's take care of this side. When drawing the woods here, we'll use straight lines starting from the vanishing point. If you have trouble drawing straight lines, you can always use a ruler for help. Let's add detail. Okay, good. We have now finished the perspective-related steps. The next steps will be about adding detail to the drawing. First, I will do some shading to make the pier look clearer. I am speeding up the video a little so as not to take up your time. Well, this pier is on a tropical island, right? So we need to draw a tropical island. I will draw the island right on the horizon line. First, I distort the straight line of the horizon a little bit, because no island is perfectly straight, right? Then I define the silhouette of the island. The shape of the island is completely up to you. Don't put too much effort into this. Just a light touch is enough. Tropical islands are usually the preferred vacation destination, right? And on the beaches of the islands, there are things like gazebos for cold drinks or places to hang out. Well, now let's add a few of these to the beach. We don't need much detail because they're so far away from us. The details are not noticeable. Just enough touch to let you know they're gazebos. Then let's add some details to the island. Let's make it look like the island's covered in tropical trees and plants. Remember, the island is quite far away, so the details aren't that noticeable. Don't get overwhelmed by the details. Similarly, you should draw the vegetation where the beach ends without going into too much detail. At this point, the sand on the beach ends and the plants start to appear. Use your pencil lightly without making too dark tones, as if you were making a sketch. Well, now it's time to add shade and detail to this cute drawing. I'm speeding up the video to not waste your time. As you know, the main topic of this video is perspective. Because of that, I'm not going to talk about light and shadow in detail. Shading is a whole other thing. Shading has its own rules and tricks. A video should be made only about shading. In this video, I will quickly show you how to do shading so that you can get an idea in your mind. But of course, I have a few tips for you about shading. Since you're a beginner, you don't need to use expensive pencils or paper. You're still learning, so an ordinary pencil and paper will work just fine. Don't waste your money on more expensive options. I recommend starting your drawings with a 2B soft pencil. This will make it easier to correct any mistakes. For darker areas or lines, use a 4B or 5B soft pencil. For fine details or lines that need to be sharp, use a 0.5B pencil. Always start shading with soft light touches. Be gentle with the pencil and paper. As you continue, make the lines darker. In short, shade from light to dark, soft to hard. Remember, it's easy to darken a light area but difficult to lighten a dark area. Don't add too many dark areas or lines to your drawing. However, it is equally important to avoid making the drawing overly light. It will take time, but you will learn to find the right balance between the two. Perspective is something that gets better the more you work on it. You might not be an expert on it just yet, but you can get better at it by doing a lot of sketching. It's not rocket science. There are some simple, easy to follow rules, and once you learn them, you will never forget them. Thank you very much for watching my video. I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to support my channel and like my videos. See you later. Goodbye.